Greetings, my name is Dr. Kari Ann Hong, and I'm a general dentist here in Thousand Oaks, California. I have a family practice where I see patients of all ages. One of the things I like to help my patients achieve is long-term dental health. And I think the best way that we can help our patients do that is by helping them know what to do at home on a daily basis to care for their teeth. Because most patients will see me on a recall schedule maybe 3 to 6 months, but it's what you really do at home that's going to have the biggest impact on your long-term dental health. So one of the things I'd like to talk to you today is about what causes tooth decay and what we can do to prevent it. And the biggest thing that causes tooth decay is actually what we eat and drink, and specifically the frequency in which we do it. Every time we eat or drink something other than water, our mouth becomes more acidic, and it becomes more acidic during the time in which we're eating and drinking it and for an additional 15 minutes afterwards. And the reason why the acid builds up is all of us have bacteria in our mouths, a natural level of bacteria that likes to eat anything that we ingest. And every time it eats something, the bacteria does, it makes an acid. And at the end of the day, it's the acid that breaks down the tooth structure. Our tooth structure is made up of calcium and phosphate, and when the acid sits on the calcium phosphate structure for extended periods of time, it causes a breakdown and causes tooth decay. So the best way to kind of prevent tooth decay is to kind of just monitor the frequency in which you eat and drink, and to pay attention to what you're ingesting, because certain foods and beverages are going to have more of an acidic load than others. Obviously, some beverages are acidic just by themselves, like sodas and energy drinks and fruit juices. But some of the foods we eat can actually cause more of an acidic event than others. Pretty much anything that comes out of a box that's processed is going to be far more detrimental to the teeth than something natural like an apple or something out of the ground like a carrot. Because the natural foods, once you eat them, the roughage kind of naturally washes off the teeth and doesn't stay on the teeth as long as something that's processed out of a box, like a cracker or a pretzel or cereals. Anything like that's going to stick to the teeth even longer than something more natural. So past the food and beverage idea, the next thing obviously that's really important is our home care. And home care includes everything from brushing to flossing to mouthwashes that we might use. Obviously the biggest thing is brushing our teeth. We want to encourage our patients to brush their teeth twice a day for 2 minutes at a time. I actually recommend that my patients use an electric toothbrush. There's some great electric toothbrushes on the market now. There's the Oral-B and the Sonicare, and they've both been around for a number of years. They're great products, and they do a much better job at removing the debris and the plaque that builds up on our teeth on a daily basis. And with brushing, we recommend that you do it for, again, a full 2 minutes. And the best way to do it is to split your mouth up into 4 quadrants and to try and spend 30 seconds on each quadrant. The next thing besides the brushing is we like to have our patients floss their teeth. And I like to think of floss as a way to kind of clean the debris in between the teeth, and it really helps prevent both gum disease and tooth decay. And there are a number of ways that you can floss. We have, as you know, floss that you would just stick between the contact and floss in a C-like motion around the tooth to remove the debris. But we also have other products on the market now, like Butler soft picks or toothpicks, and you can use anything of a cleaning device that gets in between the teeth. So it doesn't necessarily have to be floss. We just want to see you use something that's getting below the contact and removing the debris that occurs in between the teeth. And then lastly, a lot of patients will ask me about using mouthwash. And mouthwash can be a good adjunct to our home care. If you're prone to tooth decay, over-the-counter mouthwash like Act Fluoride Rinse is really great. And the way you want to use it as a mouthwash is you rinse with it before you go to bed. You don't eat or drink anything afterwards for at least 30 minutes. The other mouthwash that can be effective is Listerine. Listerine's good if you're prone to gum disease because it's antibacterial. And again, you'd want to rinse with that probably once a day at night before you go to bed. The idea that you're removing the bacteria in your mouth before you go to sleep. A lot of times when we sleep, our mouth becomes more dry, and so it's really important that we get all of the flossing and brushing done right before we go to bed and don't eat or drink anything afterwards, so that we're keeping the teeth clean all night. The final products on the market that we talk with our patients about would be things like Xylitol. So xylitol is a plant-derived sugar that is in a lot of gums nowadays. So gums like Spry, Trident, Orbits, Icebreakers, all of those have amounts of xylitol in them. And what the studies have shown is if you're getting 5 to 8 milligrams of xylitol a day in a chewable form, it actually helps prevent tooth decay. Because what happens is the bacteria ingest the xylitol and then they can't produce acid as well. So xylitol is a really great way to eat it between snacks or when you're wanting to get something just to chew in your mouth. Xylitol gum is a good thing to use. The last thing is that in our office we have some mouthwashes and toothpaste products that just have calcium and phosphate in them. So back to the original discussion that we were having about what causes tooth decay and how the bacteria in our mouths produce acid and break down the calcium phosphate structure, there are products that actually have calcium and phosphate in them. So if you are prone to tooth decay and you've had a high risk of getting cavities in the past, then you might want to consider a product that has the calcium phosphate in it as well. Because again, it helps rebuild and remineralize the tooth structure and make the teeth less susceptible to decay. So if you would like to know more about what specific things you could do to help keep your teeth clean and prevent decay and other dental issues like gum disease in your lifetime, please fill out the Contact Us form and give us a call, and we'll help you find out what we can do to make your mouth healthy for the rest of your life.